Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. I will be doing a collective message today, so with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right. So, we're going to start with an oracle card, or two, or five. Then we'll go from there. Okay. So, all right. What does the collective need to hear, Spirit? Before I flip the cards, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes, shares, comments, subscribes. They all do help out the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay. Is this okay? The first card that came out was envy. And it took a minute because I was attempting to see if this is your energy or if this is somebody around you. And then when I was kind of following the energy to get more clarity, I heard bottom of the deck. So I flipped over to look at the bottom of the deck and we have blossoming abundance. So what I'm picking up is this to me feels like the energy you are pulling in right now, which is blossoming abundance. Um I don't know if that's showing up or not. It's kind of a weird lighting day. Like it's not quite bright enough to not have the light on, but the light's a little too bright. One of those. There could be something symbolic in there as well. Anyhow, um, okay, so it can, I mean, it happens. So when you're really stepping into this energy and you're really pulling in new forms of abundance in multiple ways of life. This can be financial. This can also be in other aspects of life. This can be love, career, home. Take it as it resonates. This can even be, an abundance of spiritual understanding. And when we are in this energy, once it starts to really anchor in, and it starts to become a part of how you're really showing up in the world, it can strike envy in other people. It just, it's kind of one of those things, like, it is what it is. Um, I feel like this is just, for some of you, this is going to be confirmation that if you've been suspecting that certain people in your life are viewing you from this lens, then this would be confirmation. For others of you, this is more of just kind of a heads up of continue doing you, continue bringing in whatever it is that you're focusing on right now with this blossoming abundance, and just be aware that not everybody that shows up in your energy is going to be coming from a heart open space. And it's one of those things where, depending on where you're at on your journey and what you're embodying and all of those things, that is what determines how you can support other people. And so if there's a lot of shadow, unhealed wounds, things like that, a lot of lack beliefs that are instilled in another person, and they're still operating from that place, when they see somebody really pulling in this massively abundant type of an energy, that can trigger their stuff, and then that can throw them in this energy of being envious, basically. Okay. No, right. Let's see. What else here, Spirit? Hmm. So how does that play in? Then we've got financial constraints. So, okay, I'm being told to read it because this can go multiple ways. Okay, so it says that money may be tight at this time. Rein in your spending and be circumspect about your financial requirements in your life. This is not a time of indulgence, so be aware of what's really important and consciously choose your expenditures. Give me just a moment. Okay, I don't know if the microphone picked up my alarm going off in the background. Um so I paused it really quick to turn that off. What's interesting is it started going off right in the middle of reading this financial constraints. Um, okay, I'm just going to keep reading it, and then if there's a significance with the alarm going off, which I feel like there is, it will come through in a minute. All right, so there's a big difference between what you need and what you want. This card is telling you to take care of your needs and bide your time. Things will get better, but for now, be willing to live more conservatively and always value the money and good things you already have. Okay. Hmm. So, I mean, hmm. Okay, for some of you, what I'm picking up is this might be the energy you're currently in where you feel like you are having some financial constraints right now, which, it is what it is. There is a lot of people experiencing that energy right now. It's just it is what it is. That being said, hmm. So it's kind of this dual thing that can happen. And it's a really weird energetic place to be in where this okay, I got it. This is your physical reality, m- most likely. Um, if you're here and you're resonating with this message, you could be in this energy right now in your physical reality. However, I feel like you are operating from a different energetic standpoint, or you are shifting into this energetic expression of abundance. And so, what could be going on is kind of this twofold thing of internally, you're shifting into a more abundant way of being. But then physically, it's still kind of what we would term like the old paradigm. So, in your external world, it still looks like money's tight. Not having a whole lot of extra, those kinds of things. But internally, energetically, I feel like there's been some work done to really kind of shift into a more abundant energy. And so what you could be dealing with is it's this weird it's like an energetic kind of dissonance to where it's like the physical reality isn't quite reflecting what you feel your energy is resonating at this point. So, um, it's kind of a quantum thing to explain, but it's one of these things where when you shift the internal energy and you shift your internal state of being into a energy of abundance, and then you're still seeing lack in your external reality, there's a period of time where the external reality changes slower than the internal energy, if that makes sense. And so it's one of those like continue to hold on to this and just be mindful if you've got people who are envious around you. And it's just one of those really be mindful because this can if you allow it to, this can block this energy and then put you back into this energy of the financial constraints. And so I feel like you're at this very vital point where you are shifting your internal state of being to show up differently in your external in your reality, and the external world hasn't quite caught up yet. And it is a weird kind of place to be. It really is, because it's one of those, like, it's still not showing up yet. It's still not showing up yet. And the best thing you can do is to, while the external reality is fully catching up to the internal changes that you've made, shift your focus as much as you can. And so if you look at your, your bank account, and instead of looking at it as like, I only have this much in there, try and shift it and be like, I have this much in my bank account. Or, I've got an abundance of this. I've got an abundance of, maybe it's creative supplies, speaking from experience. So maybe you've got, an abundance of supplies that you can create with, but you're not seeing the financial abundance yet. Focus on what it is that you do have an abundance of. Okay, I'm going to attempt to explain this in a way it really helped me on my journey and help click it into place. We live in an abundant universe. And so when we are focusing on lack, the universe gives us an abundance of lack to focus on. So it's one of those, if you can shift and look at it as, instead of, lack here, lack there, not having enough here, not having enough there, wanting to do this, but not having the resources for it. Start to shift your focus into, I have an abundance of resources. And then start identifying when that shows up um in your life. And it can be little ways, just little things. It can be finding a coin in a parking lot at the grocery store. It can be even a little thing, like you go into the grocery store and you have a set budget, and a couple things are less than what you were expecting, and so you saved $3, or whatever currency you use. You saved, even if it's a small amount. Focus on that and be grateful for that and appreciative of that, because by doing that, what you're doing is you're shifting your focus. You are taking the internal energy that you've been working on and now projecting it out into situations in your life where you are experiencing abundance. And the more you focus on the abundance of resources, the abundance of things that you do want in your life, instead of focusing on the abundance of lack, that is when your external reality has no choice but to continue to shift in that way. Like, this is where we're getting into law of attraction. And so if you are unfamiliar with Abraham Hicks, I highly recommend their teachings. It's very, very um it can just be very helpful when you're learning laws of manifestation, basically, law of attraction, that kind of thing. um okay, what else wants to come through? Is this is that it? Okay. Okay. Well, with that, right when I was like, let's see what else wants to come through, I heard, like, that's all. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this here. Hopefully this helps a little bit. We definitely went kind of down a little manifestation, rabbit hole, so to speak. Um, but definitely, if you would like to share your manifestation tools and practices in the comments below, I would love to hear about it. We can help each other out with little different things on how to continue to just be in that abundance energy. Because it is one of those things, when we're in an overflow state, when we're in a place of more than enough, then we can give back fully to others, and just operate from a different place. Not being in lack and not being in survival mode really shifts a lot. It shifts our energy, it shifts what we're able to share with others. It shifts the entire human experience, basically. So it's not, it's one of those, like, if you're still dealing with that programming that money is the root of all evil, that's like saying a hammer is the root of all evil. It's not money. Money is a tool, money is a frequency. It's what some people have done for money. It's more of a greed type of thing that that is speaking to. And so it's changing some of those subconscious beliefs and programs that we've picked up through life, and shifting it and saying money is not evil. Just like a hammer isn't evil. A hammer can build a house, or a hammer can be used for nefarious purposes. Same thing. Money can be used to build a house, to start a charity, to help other people, or it can be used to, control people or whatever, for nefarious purposes, we'll say. So it's just it's understanding that a lot of those subconscious programmings are what is continuing to fuel how we're seeing the external reality. And so by shifting some of those belief systems, those core belief systems and those core programs, the subconscious programs that we're running from, that is when all of a sudden the reality starts to shift. And when you start to notice those little shifts taking place, it's really, really, I would say, important. It's really a good idea to focus on that. Feel gratitude, speak gratitude. Even if it's like I was saying, if it's saving, a couple dollars here, or finding a coin on the ground, or whatever it is, it's really just looking at it and like, oh, okay, this is the universe showing me evidence that I am in my abundant resources energy. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here before I go on any more tangents on this. So hopefully that helps. If so, you can let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button. It does help out the channel, so thank you. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe, and I will see you on the next message. Bye.